it's Monica RC.
And I'm Joshua RC.
And today we wanted to make a video because I have been selling LuLaRoe a little over, oh my gosh, almost 3 months now. And it's been absolutely crazy. I feel like our life has completely changed. And we just kind of wanted to talk about it. I'd say Josh was probably a former skeptic, would you say?
I mean, yeah, with an initial investment of like, what is it, like at least $5,000, like, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of questions.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I get asked very frequently is how I got my husband on board, so I figured what better way to answer those questions than put him on the spot. So I actually have some questions written down, and you have not seen these.
Oh, you prepared questions for me? Okay, I thought these were just talking points, okay.
All right, so what was your reaction when I came to you wanting to sell LuLaRoe?
My initial reaction was like here's just the next thing. Like, you know, to me, right off the bat, it sounded like a pyramid scheme. It's all direct sales. I'm like, okay, I don't like that. It's gonna cost $5,000. Wow, I hate that. It sounds like one of these things that we're just gonna be like annoying all our friends, like, hey, buy my stuff. Because I've got some friends that, have sold other things in the past, and it's like it gets a little annoying after a while when they're like spamming you up and just trying to, it's like you have to get outside that market of just your friends,
Yes, that is a very good point. And I also did not want to, I hated being invited to 5 million online parties and all of that direct sales, and I definitely didn't want to sell to my friends either. So what convinced you to get on board?
I mean, really, you were able to show me that it was eventually going to be profitable. You showed me that the largest part of growing your group was doing social media, taking photographs, making videos, and that's something that I already knew that you were strong in. You're really good at social media, and you showed me some videos of other consultants and how quickly they had made their money back. You were basically able to put numbers on things and give me timelines, and I was like, all right, I'm comfortable with these timelines, and if it takes longer than this, then we're gonna say, okay, we've made our money back, let's get out of this, it's not working.
Kind of reevaluate.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of gave ourselves, a buffer, we didn't expect it to be a get rich overnight type thing, but we're like, okay, if we don't make our money back we'll reevaluate after 3 months, and so here we are 3 months later. But that was the biggest thing, and that's what I tell all of my girls or anyone who asks me how to convince their husband is, I didn't just run in the other room and I was like, hey babe, I can make all this money doing this, can I sign up today? He'd be like, no. So I actually took a whole day to write out all the pros and cons. I made that video. I don't even think he knew that I made that video. And then I asked him, when is a good time for us to sit down and chat about this? It's really important to me. I've been doing a lot of research. And so that's exactly what we did. We had scheduled time that was uninterrupted, and I was able to kind of tell him, okay, if I sell 25 items per sale, here's the average that I can make. And then, I'm able to, with the time commitments that we have currently, I'm able to do about 3 sales a week. And if I sell on average 25 items per sale, and they're, the price average is $40, and that would be $1,000 per sale, $3,000 a week. If I do that 4 weeks out of the month, and that's $12,000 a month. So just kind of writing it all out in hard numbers, I feel like.
She gave me a legit business plan.
Yeah.
Here's how we're going to pay for that initial investment. Here's the timeline for paying it back. Here's what we're going to reinvest. Here's what I think I can do every week. And I'm like, all right, I'm comfortable with this. And if we deviate from that, we can think about why and whether or not we're going to continue with it. So.
All right. What was your biggest skepticism? And we might have just already covered this, but that was just one of the questions.
I mean, that was my biggest thing, was okay, once you run out of friends to sell to, then what's going to happen? I didn't realize how big the online market was going to be, and that's what I was really surprised by. We've done a couple of pop-up in-person events, but really Monica's been able to have the greatest success from our living room, and that's great. So, Yeah.
Living room, guest room number
Every
2.
room.
That's so funny because look, my next question was, what has surprised you the most so far?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess being able to do it all online and
I mean, I'm basically surprised by how quickly you were able to grow your team, and just really how much people have connected with you and return to your business. Like how many people are on each of our Periscopes that, you know, the names that you see on every single broadcast, and really how much support that you've gotten from your customer base has been really surprising. I didn't expect that.
Me either. It's really, really amazing. And then I touched on this kind of in one of my videos, but one of the things that I really missed back before I sold LuLaRoe was connections. Like, I'm a super sociable person, and before I was just kind of working from home but not really interacting with people all that much. And so this has been really, really great for me. I feel like I have so many amazing friends. I mean, I know that I do from this business. Like, not only the girls on my team, but even fellow consultants. There's just like, the sisterhood is amazing. So I'm sure you're glad that I'm not as much of a hermit. I mean, I guess technically I'm still kind of like...
You're like a hermit, like you get out of the house on the internet.
Okay, that's funny. What would you say the biggest challenge has been so far?
Well, really the challenge has been kind of picking up more of the household duties as your business has increased. So if your partner is going to start selling LuLaRoe, they're going to reach a point where, at least you hope they're going to reach a point where they're just crazily busy. They're always responding to messages, doing invoices, growing their group. And I feel like Monica has been working so hard around the clock that it's like, I'm not going to have her, hound her about doing the dishes, for example, and things like that. So I've had to pick up a lot of the slack household chore-wise, but the way I look at it is, when I'm doing the dishes, we're making money because Monica's, doing something that's making us, that's growing our income. So when I do the dishes, I'm allowing her to do that. When I, pick up the living room, or just all those things that, you're used to doing as a couple, I've kind of had to pick up a little bit more of the slack on that end, but it's totally worth it. And yeah, so that was challenging. That was a little adjustment at first, but
Yes, cool. He's the best, guys. He really is. Okay, so how would you feel about LuLaRoe now that you, like, any hindsight looking back to your former self who was like, considering, because it's like a team thing, even though it's my business, he's my spouse and he's in it with me, like he kind of said, like, even though I'm really the face of my business, he's definitely, I wouldn't be able to do it without him, him picking up the extra slack around the house. Or you see him on Periscopes, on live sales every once in a while. It's nice to have that helping hand. And then, like, he'll help me fold clothes to ship and stuff like that. So, I don't know, what are your general thoughts about LuLaRoe at the moment?
I mean, if I could go back in time, I would be like, dude, don't worry about it. She's gonna kill. Like, we're making a killing. I don't know if you want to start putting numbers out there, but it's like you've made, on average, about $7,000 a month profit, and that's before the bonus checks even come. And you've already grown your team to 20 members that are all starting to onboard. I mean, you're basically just growing this business exponentially. So I feel like a year from now, we're gonna be just doing, like, if we make another video a year from now, it's just gonna be insane, like the numbers we're gonna be talking about. And Monica, I think, enjoys the aspect of, empowering women and empowering people and making people feel good. She loves that part. I think that's great too. I really like the money.
True that.
So,
That's funny.
if I could go back in time, I'd be like, yeah, man, it's a good decision. Don't worry about it.
And you're gonna come on the cruise.
Yeah, I'm coming on the cruise.
Okay. Any advice or words of wisdom to other husbands out there?
What I would say is just make sure your wife or partner has a business plan. If they just run in like, hey baby, I really want to do this, be like, you gotta don't rush into this. Monica really took the time to figure out, what was gonna go on. And think about whether or not your partner really has the strengths to do this. If they're just completely introverted, and it's totally natural to be afraid on camera, but that's something you get used to. But if you're just really quiet and you don't like reaching out to people, this might not be right for you.
If you're not patient, if you're not willing to work hard in the beginning, you have to make a lot of sacrifices.
You do.
I freaked out the other night when I was able to watch Dancing with the Stars.
She's crazily busy at this point. It's great that she can work from home. And when I tell my people, yeah, my wife works from home, but she works. She is always working. So your spouse is going to be busy, or your partner, and think about if you, for example, don't even know how to create a Facebook account.
There's resources and tools to help you out there.
Right.
And also I have plenty of girls on my team who are introverted, and that was actually a concern. But I feel like if you're able to find someone who maybe, for example, has strengths where your weaknesses are lacking, to help you kind of out in that area, or if you're not technology savvy, maybe hook up with someone who's able to help you in those areas. I wouldn't say that's like a deterrent from not doing it.
From not doing it, but you definitely, in the time waiting to onboard, you need to be figuring out how to use social media. Whether it's even if it's just making a Facebook account and reaching out to your friends and just starting to communicate with people that way, and just figuring out what's this button on Facebook do? I don't know what that means,
So utilizing your time wisely.
Right.
And that 8 weeks, it seems like a long time, but it flies by, and there's always so much that you can be doing in preparation of having your business be successful when it launches, and that's the goal.
And watch people's broadcasts. Watch think about the people who are successful. There's a lot of big names out there in LuLaRoe. Follow them on Periscope, and when they've got a scope, join in, see what they're doing, and see, basically just do what they're doing.
Try to find someone to emulate.
Exactly.
Find an inspiration.
Yep.
And then ask yourself, why is it that you like this person? What are they doing? Or is it that they have, they're able to connect with someone? So maybe as opposed to, just throwing up the clothes, really focus on connecting with your audience. I don't know, what was I going to say?
I don't know, but I've still got some last words.
Okay, Josh has less words.
Okay. As far as sponsors go, choose your sponsor wisely. I can't tell you how much time Monica has spent just telling, other consultants who have sponsors that I guess just aren't helping them. They're a lot of people that aren't even on Monica's team are just constantly asking her, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And, being the type of person that you are, she always tries to help everyone, but she just doesn't have time. She's got 20 people on her team that are all doing the same thing, and it's not fair to them. So make sure when you choose a sponsor that it's someone that's going to have time for you and that is going to basically has the knowledge that you feel like you need. Because they're going to be the ones who are responsible for you. Other consultants may or may not have time. So, but there is a lot of support out there in the LuLaRoe community. Yeah.
All right, if you guys have any questions at all, or if you're looking for more information and that's why you're on YouTube, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is lularoe@gmail.com. Unfortunately, I'm not taking on any new directs right now, just so that I can be available to this little guy here and also to the existing girls on my team. But I have so many amazing women, and I'd be happy to hook you up with one of them as a sponsor, and you'd still absolutely be a part of my downline and a part of my team as well. Okay, final question. Would you consider yourself to be an official LuLaBro?
Once you put on a pair of leggings and you're a man, you're definitely a LuLaBro at that point. It doesn't matter what you've done prior to or after that. So once you,
You even got the shirt that says LuLaRoe.
I do. I got a LuLaRoe, what's this, Patrick?
Can't bother with baby.
Can't bother with baby, but yeah, the other night I told people on Periscope, hey, if we sell 15 items, I'll put on a pair of leggings, and that happened, so.
Be prepared, y'all. Alright guys, well thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and join my Facebook group, I'd love to have you. Even if you're a QB or in the consultant or considering joining as a customer. Follow me on Instagram, Periscope, you're already on YouTube, so there's my little plug. LuLaRoe, Monica Arce, that's that's where you can find me. So thanks guys, see you in the next one.
Bye.